Hello, sports fans. Mauricio here. Well, let's check in the guest on the reservation. So, in the last video, we made a couple of reservations. Customer 3 is coming, and customer 5 is coming. So now it's time to check them in. So let's run that select statement again. Okay, we have two new reservations. Take a look at this. I did not set the default value for this column to true. So when we open a reservation, make a reservation, I want to show it as open. So I just went back to the reservations design and made sure I put a 1 there. That's true. And then hit the save button. So let's take a look at our reservation. So customer 3 is coming 9 days for a room type 2 double queen, and so we didn't assign them a room yet. We haven't calculated their bill yet, so that's coming later. Same thing with this next reservation, 4 days, 2 guests. Let's take a look at that procedure. I want to tell you up front, I just thought about it now, that sometimes the guest will want to change the room type. So I didn't put that functionality in. So that's the mind of a developer. They always want to add more, add more, add more, add more. So, and that could be your final project. I'm going to add all these features or change all these things, to the Coug Hotel. That might be very interesting and easy for you to fathom and understand. So when they check in, so I guess we need to check in. So this customer, so I put these two together. So customer 3 makes a reservation, and then guest 3, customer guest, same, checks in, and I'm changing the number of days. So that should change from 9 days to 7, I suppose, and the number of guests should change to 4. And again, I didn't think about that customers might want to change the room type, but that would be a good extension. So let me go ahead and execute the check-in. So, the check guest into room 201. So it did all its doohickey, and so let's refresh that. So this guest, it's 7 days and 4 guests. So that was 4 guests, 7 days. So it's an update set. It's an update set, and then set the room ID to the room that it found for the room type that you wanted. So we can see that it works. Let's do it one more time. Guest 5 is coming for executive suite. Looks like 4 days. But again, I'm changing the number of days. They're going to stay an extra day. And the number of guests is still 2. That changes quite often, so I thought about that should be a required input parameter. So you can add changes of room type. That would be cool. So let's execute that. So guest 5, no rooms of that type available. So I don't have executive suite. I don't have code for when there's no rooms available. That's getting advanced. That's definitely something we should add. But I just brought up this reservation, hopefully in edit mode, and so we'll run that again and see if it See if it works. Here we go. So, all right, so room 301. It looks like we have a junior suites. We don't have any executive suites. And the messages could certainly be improved to say check guest into junior suite room 301. That'd be pretty cool. So let's see the room, if that changed. Anything about the room changed. So I pulled up room 301. It is not available, so it's been assigned to a reservation. And a minute ago, we assigned room 201 to a reservation. So 201 and 301. All right, so 201 and 301 are not available. So the update code goes into the room and sets it as not available. So for the next person that wants to get a junior suite, well, they're not getting room 301. All right, so the reservations table can change the number of guests, number of days, and assign the room ID and show the reservation as open still. And next we need to put services onto the room like champagne, etc. But let's take a look at the check-in code. So we need, so this is the procedure hotel check-in. You can check in anytime you want, but you can never leave. So we got the guest. So we're recording some services. Excuse me. We're recording some information. Guest, actual check-in date, and expected checkout date, and number of guests. So the actual number of guests may change. The actual check-in date or expected checkout date can change. So we need to provide that information. And again, if you want to experiment with this code, I wish you had time, and handle changing the room type, you can envision hopefully a lot there, like see what rooms I have available. Can I change my room to a executive suite? Oh, let me check. So there could be a whole thing there, a whole subsystem there. If you were a consultant building this system, you would go back to the manager and say, do you want that feature? It's an extra, 2 hours of labor, up to you. To code it and test it and retest it. All right, so we have some input variables. I have a local variable, room ID. So I like to put my local variables up at the top. I don't really like to create it and then load it. So we're going to have a room ID so we're going to assign a room to the reservation. And we'll store that in this room ID. All right, so the customer shows up and they're using a drop-down list on a web page, and it's showing their name. The hotel front desk person would have a web app and some type of app, and they could see who's checking in, and then they could find the guest ID that way. So we're gonna figure out what so the customer shows up. Oh, I'm Joe Smith, and I have a reservation. Oh, okay. Let me go see. So let me go get the reservation from the reservations table. For guest Joe Smith. But that would be customer 3 or 5 in this case. And then I tried to do something here with the check-in date, so that the check-in date actually matches the actual check-in date, because the same customer could book the Coug Hotel for 5 different football games, so they could have 5 reservations. So we need to worry about this, we can't just pull the reservation by guest. We have to also do something with the date. So we're trying to, see, is there, what's the reservation ID? So if there isn't a reservation and no reservations for this guest, return means quit. It's over. So you could start over and make a reservation, but no reservations potentially. So, go get me the reservation ID and put it in this local variable. We could have said, if it exists a reservation, then wonderful. Do some code. But we actually need the reservation ID for our, all of this is a update set. So we actually need the reservation ID. So, all right, so if the reservation is not null, it's a real reservation. So what room type did they want? Go select the room type for that reservation. Are there any rooms available for that type? So here's another local variable. Count how many rooms are available, available and true of that room type. If it's 0, wah, 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 wah. No rooms of that type. Exit, return, start over. If there are rooms available of that type, then go get me a room number from the rooms table. Because we're checking the rooms table. Do you have any rooms of that room type and available? All right, so go get me. If there are rooms available, well, I need to go select one of them and put it in this room ID local variable. So go get me, and I used the minimum, so get me the lowest number. Could have used maximum, but get me the minimum maybe means the closest one on the ground floor, room 101. Then you dish out room 101, then you dish out room 102, then you dish out room 103, that kind of thing. So select the minimum room ID from the rooms table for the room type they wanted, and a junior suite, and in this case, or last case, and then available. Now that we know the room number that we're going to check into, how many days are we going to check in? So they may have changed the checkout date, right? So we need to recalculate that again. So, we need to leave early. We want to stay later. So go calculate again the number of days, and then go update the reservations table to update the actual check-in date. Maybe they came a day early or came a day late. Update the expected checkout date, number of guests, assign the room type ID, number of days. Guess we don't need that. It wouldn't have changed. But we did pull up the room type ID, so this code is half written to change that room type ID upon check-in. But go update that reservation with any new changes. Number of guests, number of days, maybe they changed the checkout date, and most importantly, we're assigning a room to the reservation. So we calculate the number of guests, expected checkout date, the room is assigned, etc., number of days. So that's wonderful. So go find that row and update it. And very often the number of days will change. We'll also go to the hotel rooms table and change its available to false. And we saw that room 201 and 301 are not available anymore. All right, and then you saw the message, check guest into the room. So that is the check-in process. And I used nested if statements. So they only go looking for a room if the reservation was found, etc. The code is available to you. I hope it works well and you enjoy the content. Thank you.